The week ahead promises to be a doozy. We get the Fed rate hike decision on Wednesday. We get the press release, but then the most important event of the week will actually be the press conference. We will talk about that more in detail. We have plenty of earnings occurring next week. Domino's, GM, Royal Caribbean, and many more. And we have Robert Shiller. Robert Shiller is out saying home price increases will stop when the Fed stops raising rates. Folks, let's get into it. First, let's talk about what earnings we have next week that will be interesting. It starts off hot and heavy on Monday with Domino's and Whirlpool. Whirlpool will be interesting, what's going on in housing. Domino's, obviously, what's going on with eating out and the like. Tuesday, General Motors, Spotify, Visa, Pacific Western Bank, and Snap. I will be looking at Pacific Western Bank specifically. Again, the big banks are fine. This is not about the big banks. I want to know what's going on with the community banks. How much cash do they have? How much lending are they doing? How much bad debt are they looking at? Want to look at Snap. Snap's going to tell us perhaps what's going on at Meta and other internet communication companies. They've obviously had some pretty horrific earnings, the last several earnings. And of course, Visa is our consumers still spending. Wednesday, we get AT&T, Meta, Chipotle, Coca-Cola, Hilton, and ADP. Hilton will be interesting. What's going on with travel? Will they be raising their forecast or guidance? Coca-Cola, Chipotle, what's going on with the consumer? Thursday, Royal Caribbean, McDonald's, MasterCard, Intel, and Enphase. Enphase will be interesting. Again, very much in the new home market. Royal Caribbean, what is going on with travel? And of course, MasterCard, the same as Visa. And then, of course, on Friday, we get Chevron and ExxonMobil, what is going on with oil and gas. Then we can look at the economic events of the week, and that starts off Monday with S&P Manufacturing and Services PMI, what is going on in the service and manufacturing sector. Tuesday, we get Case-Shiller, right? Will Case-Shiller and their 20 city index show declines or not? What's going on with consumer confidence? Wednesday, we get new home sales. Again, will they be a barn burner and surprise to the upside again? Also on Wednesday, we get the Fed rate open market decision on rates. Again, 96% of people say they will raise. I will stick with my pause just because I don't want to change this close. We will get the press release, which I think is a nothing, and then the press conference. I have a sneaky suspicion, folks, that Jerome Powell is going to be Jackson Hole hawkish. I think Jerome Powell doesn't want to raise again, but he's going to talk tough because we don't have another Fed meeting until September. The month of August, they are off. They actually go back to Jackson Hole for their yearly conference. Thursday, we will get initial jobless claims. Again, last week, we have verified trend that it is falling. We will get first cut GDP of Q2, and we will get pending home sales. What is going on with pending home sales? And then Friday, we get the last reading on June inflation with what is called the PCE, the personal consumption expenditure. So lots of stuff coming. And then not to be outdone on Friday, we also get consumer sentiment. What is going on with the consumer? So again, lots of stuff on earnings and economic data, but the big part of the week will be Wednesday, not the rate, not the press release, but the press conference. So stay tuned for that. Robert Shiller is out with an interesting take on home prices. Robert Shiller is saying home price increases will stop once the Fed stops raising rates. How could that be? Well, essentially what Robert is talking about is something that's called pull forward demand. Basically what Robert is saying, buyers, you and me, think rates are going up, so they pull forward demand. That's what he is saying in that statement. So if the Fed stops hiking rates and rates fall, he is saying that demand will fall, prices will fall. I don't know about that. I don't know about you, but I don't think that's where I would go with this conversation. I think that if rates go down and rates fall below 6%, you and I both know what will happen. It will unlock what's called marginal demand. But I do think it's interesting. Robert Shiller looks at housing data over decades. I believe he's a Nobel Prize winning economist, so highly regarded. I just think it's an interesting thing. rates stop going up, prices stop going up. It's interesting. Billionaire Barry, folks. Billionaire Barry is back at it again. Did you know that he started Starwood by buying from the Resolution Trust Corp, or what was called the RTC? We've talked about the RTC probably 6 months ago, maybe 12 months ago here. We talked about RTC in regards to Sam Zell. Rest in peace, Sam Zell. Sam Zell made his fortune buying single-family homes and apartments from RTC, which was the outcome of the savings and loan crisis. Folks, if you haven't researched the savings and loan crisis, you are missing out. Billionaire Barry thinks that we may have a second S&L crisis, which means we may have a second bite at the apple to buy apartments and single-family homes at a deep, deep discount. I don't see it. I think we have learned about extend and pretend. We've learned about forbearance. But Billionaire Barry is saying, be ready. We may have a second RTC coming. Black Knight says that delinquent mortgages are falling, lowest level since 2006. Foreclosure starts, loan modifications, all of that. It takes 3 to 4 years. So don't be too concerned to complete the process. Looks like the market is expecting 2 Fed rate cuts next year. Again, they expect a rate hike on Wednesday, but they have 2 rate hike cuts next year, March and June. BlackRock sees a credit distress even without a recession. Again, we are seeing folks like Billionaire Barry walk from office buildings and retail establishments. So again, we need to watch this. Seth Klarman is out talking about the everything bubble is about to burst. And finally, Grant Cardone slams Jerome Powell for inflicting unnecessary pain on U.S. real estate. Folks, is Grant Cardone becoming Billionaire Barry? I don't know. But apparently the credit market is the problem. This is not the time to make moves for the faint of heart. Again, Grant Cardone is slamming Jerome Powell for inflicting unnecessary pain on commercial real estate. I wonder what that means. All right, folks, like, subscribe, comment, and don't forget, I have a free event Sunday, the 13th of August. You can find it on Eventbrite. I will try to put the link below. We're going to talk about Buy Box, getting started today, network, all of those things, 100% free. I think I've opened it up to 500 people. So if you want to attend, we will see you there. Thanks again. Bye.